Hey guys, so you know I said I wasn't going to buy any more books? I bought more books, but in fairness to me, some of them were pre-orders and some of them go towards my pre-YALC TBR, so I'm counting it. Now I'm officially on a book buying ban until I go to YALC, because I've officially decided I'm going to YALC, so I'm going to be there for the Friday and the Saturday, and I'm ridiculously excited to meet some of my favourite authors and to go nuts and hopefully meet some of you guys. So tell me down below if you're going to be going, because obviously I want to meet people and hang out and just enjoy YALC and Comic Con. But I'm not going to really talk about YALC right now because there's going to be a lot of videos come July and August where I'm going to be talking about YALC, and I'm just going to tell you what I've bought recently in terms of books. First one I got was There's an Alien in Your Book by Tom Fletcher. This one is obviously a children's book board for like very small children, but in fairness to me, I adore Tom Fletcher. I love these books. I think they're adorable, and my cousin just had a baby, so I'm technically doing research for future presents for the baby, so it definitely counts. But again, this one was adorable because I read it last night and absolutely adored it, and I gave it 5 stars. Obviously I did. Next pre-order I got was Aurora Rising by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. Now this one I've also managed to read, and I was semi-iffy on. I love the storyline and all the rest of it, but I wasn't entirely keen on the characters. It didn't quite click for me, to be honest, but I'm still going to read the rest of the series, and I gave this one about 3.5 stars, I think. Next was the new cover of Good Omens, because of course I got the new cover of Good Omens. It's got David Tennant and Michael Sheen on the front of it. Did you really think I was going to keep my battered old copy? Well, I've kept my battered old copy, but I wanted a new one as well because it's gorgeous. It's also got a picture of Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman dressed sort of like Crowley and Aziraphale in the front, and then in the back I've got cast pictures of David Tennant and Michael Sheen as Crowley and Aziraphale, so I had to get it. It's also got an interview in the back with Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett done a few years ago. I had to get it. I have no regrets. It's gorgeous. It's got David Tennant and Michael Sheen on the front of it. I don't really buy like TV covers for books, but when it's got these two on it, I couldn't resist. Next I got the next two in the Skullduggery Pleasant series, which is book 10 Resurrection and book 11 Midnight. Now I wasn't originally going to get these until I'd read the rest of the series, but considering I'm now going to YALC, I wanted to catch up fully on the Skullduggery Pleasant series before I go, because Derek Landy's going, so I had to get these so I was fully caught up. These two are thankfully shorter than the rest of the books I've got to read, because they're all like 600 pages and these are like 400 each, which I'm much more comfortable reading if I'm completely honest, and I'm really excited to get to these. Then these next 3 were actually gifted to me because I went to a networking meeting in my village, and it turns out there's actually a publisher in the village. So I have to say thank you, #press, for actually giving me these books, and these first 2 are called the I Am series by Emily Knight. So there's I Am and I Am Awakened. And these 2 are 2 middle grade books all about magic and everything, and it sort of seems slightly Harry Potter-esque. It's also Own Voices, which is quite cool because I really want to read more Own Voices books. I have no idea when I'm going to get to these, quite frankly, because my pre-YALC TBR is massive, but these are definitely 2 priorities for post-July, and I'm really excited to get to them. The other book I got was The Girl Behind Dark Glasses, and this is actually a sort of memoir from a girl who got ME when she was 15, and it's sort of like her story as to what actually happened while she was in treatment and what she's doing now. She's in sort of recovery, and again I want to read more Own Voices stuff. I don't really read memoirs or contemporary or non-fiction, but if there was ever a story to read that didn't fall into my usual YA, sci-fi and fantasy category, this was definitely it. Then the last book I got before I got a whole load of comics was Nocturna, which I got actually in my Fairy Loot box. I did originally plan to obviously unbox that box, but I got it quite late in the evening. It was already dark outside. I couldn't wait to unbox it the next day. And quite frankly, I just forgot to film any sort of what's actually inside this box video afterwards, because I just sort of got quite busy, and quite frankly I have the memory of a sieve. So yeah, but I got the book Nocturna. It's a Latinx inspired fantasy, and that's really all I remember because quite frankly I got distracted by the cover and the nice sprayed blue edges. Again, this is post-YALC TBR territory here, but still I'm very excited to read this one. It sounds amazing. I've heard some really good things, and just generally I'm quite excited to read it whenever I get around to it. Onto the comics, I got 5 new comics because, well, there's new films coming out in the Marvel Universe. Obviously, there's the last ever X-Men film, which I'm both excited and scared for, and Spider-Man. So what I'm going to do is start with the X-Men comics, then tell you the 2 Spider-Man comics I got, because I got 3 new X-Men comics, because it turns out I haven't actually got that many X-Men comics, and this is coming from someone who adores the X-Men, so I had to rectify that. So what I got was X-Men Blue Strangest, which is all about Jean taking her place as the leader of the X-Men, and Magneto also joins the group. And I'm really excited to see what that dynamic is, quite frankly, because I've never really seen Jean lead the X-Men, and also I've seen Eric sort of join the X-Men, but not really. Well, you know, he's Eric. He's a complicated character, but I absolutely love him, and I really can't wait to see how this goes. Next, I got Life of X, which is all about the Shadow King, which I thought was appropriate, seeing as Legion is coming back soon. It's the final season, and it's all about the Shadow King, and obviously David Haller. I don't think David's actually in this comic, but either way, it does have Logan in it, Bishop, Archangel, Rogue, and Gambit, and I really like those characters, along with Psylocke and Phantom X, who I've actually never heard of. So this is going to be an interesting comic, and again, I'm just really excited to read it. I like the X-Men. I really like the X-Men, and it's themed around the X-Men and Legion, so I'm really, really happy I got this. And then obviously the final comic I got was Dark Phoenix Resurrection, because I've got the Dark Phoenix saga because I wanted to read that just before the new X-Men film comes out, because obviously it is based on the Dark Phoenix saga. But I also wanted this one because this is all about what happens when Jean actually returns from the dead. Now, I know this happens quite a lot in the comics, and I know Jean constantly dies and comes back and all the rest of it, but I did want to see what actually happens when that happens, and it ties in again with my X-Men reading and the X-Men film coming out, so I had to get it. And then I only got 2 Spider-Man comics because obviously Spider-Man is a very long way away, and I am trying to save money for YALC. So the 2 comics I got was the next one in the Renew Your Vows series, which is the Venom Experiment. I loved the first one in the Renew Your Vows series, and I'm really excited to see what happens when Peter is teaming up with MJ and their daughter, and see what happens when they fight Venom, because I've only ever watched the Venom movie and I wasn't all that impressed, if I'm completely honest, but I'm still like really quite interested in the character and how he sort of ties in as a villain for Spider-Man, because I don't really know, and I thought this would be a good one to go for because I've already started this series. I know that I like the series, so what could possibly go wrong apart from possibly me hating it, but hopefully I won't. And the other comic I got was part 8 of the Deadpool Spider-Man team up, which is Road Trip, because I've been following this series for the last 2 years now. I'm really enjoying it. There's been a couple of iffy issues, but I'm still really enjoying it, and I've seen a couple of spoilers from this comic, and I knew that if I didn't buy it soon, I was going to end up really getting the whole thing spoiled for me. But to be fair, I'm not reading this to July, so I'm probably going to have everything spoiled for me, but never mind. I now own it, so I can read it. So, yeah, again, this is sort of like a middle ground between the X-Men and Spider-Man, because obviously Deadpool's in it. But I'm definitely going to read this in July around Spider-Man time, and I can't wait, because I just love this series. And that's everything I've bought for this book haul, and now I'm officially on a book buying ban, unless it's actually free on Amazon until the 26th of July when YALC starts. So, yeah, that's it. I've now got to actually try and get through some of these books. Definitely, I will get through at least the Skullduggery Pleasant and the comics before then, and obviously Good Omens. So, it's not too bad that I'm actually getting this stuff read, but I'm supposed to be getting this stuff read. So, pray for me is the only answer to that. Is literally pray for me. So I'm going to stop talking now so I can actually go and get these books read. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Comment down below with what you thought of any of these books if you've read them. I'll also leave a link down below to all of my social media if you want to check it out. If you want to see any more of my videos, please click subscribe here. And over here will be the link to my previous video. But until next time, guys, bye.